Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Oh no, what's going on with my YouTube? Oh no, y'all. YouTube acting crazy. I don't know what's happening. It's supposed to be live, but I think it's got my things done. Hey, y'all. Hey, TikTok. Hey, Facebook. YouTube is definitely tripping, so let me see if I can figure it out. Let's see. I know my voice is on YouTube, but let me see if my video is on. Y'all, I have all these different things going and I'm trying to figure it out. Let's see. Let's go to edit. Let's go to webcam and see what's happening. Hey, y'all. Sorry, technical difficulties is not fun at all, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. It's interesting how when you set things up and they work fine, how when you actually put them in operation, how things change. And we're just going to have to do what we need to do. I might have to end my YouTube and just do it on Facebook and TikTok because it is giving me the blues. So let me stop my YouTube, and I will get started with you guys in a second. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. I hope your day is beautiful. Mine is. I am here. Amen. Today is Thursday. I think I said happy Tuesday, y'all. My week's been pretty intense. But welcome. You guys, start to tell me where you're watching me from. If you're catching this live right now, this is called It Ends With Us. This is a live that is all about breaking down generational curses, talking about those generational curses, and really getting to a place where you can free yourself from the things that you have dealt with, the things that you are going to deal with, the things that you see your family members are going through. I always talk about the definition of a generational curse because we hear a lot about it, and some of us don't quite know exactly what it is or what's happening when it comes down to a generational curse. So a generational curse simply is a habit. It is an addiction. It is a cycle. It is a pattern that you see in your family that is happening all around your family, and you see it and you notice it, and it takes somebody like you or me, a generational curse breaker, to actually break down the generational curse so that it doesn't go on over and over and over again into more generations. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm very passionate about not having it roll over into my daughter's life. Very passionate about not having any of the stuff that I've had to face due to my ancestors who didn't face it for me. I'm very passionate about not passing that down another generation at all. It ends with us. That's why this is what it's called. That's why God gave this to me. And if you're with that, go ahead and put it in the chat that you're the generational curse breaker. If you know that that's you and your family, go ahead and put it in the chat because that's what we're talking about, you guys. Tonight, we're talking about something that is heavy in my family, and also heavy in a lot of people's families. I've come across a lot of different friends over the years that they have this crazy generational curse of alcoholism. And it's interesting how tonight is going to go because I actually had several people signed up to do this live tonight and they fell through. Things happened. And when I went to get started, I was like, okay, God, it's all on me because it's alcoholism. And I know this better than anybody, right? Both parents addicted to alcohol, both parents, right? And then on top of that, me dealing with my own alcohol issues and addictions and behaviors. Hello, right? So who better to talk about this than me, right? That's what I was thinking about as I came on. But listen, you guys, I am Brittany Wilder. If you're tuning in for the first time, let me introduce myself before I jump in because y'all know I will jump into this thing. I'm very passionate about it. And yeah, it is what it is. I'm Brittany Wilder. I'm a wealth and wellness energy healer, you guys. And I help women align their energy to attract their wealth, their wellness, and their weight loss goals. I do that with sound bowl healing. I do that with timeline therapy, hypnotherapy. These are all things that I mastered simply because when I searched to look for ways to do my healing, I did traditional right? I did therapy. I did all those different things with that. And then I looked for non-traditional. And what I found for me, right, because we're all different. We all come from different backgrounds. We all do all kinds of things. What I found, thank you guys for the lives. Thank you guys for the love. What I found for me was that the non-traditional things seemed to work a little bit better than the traditional things, right? It allowed me to go deeper into my spiritual realm. It allowed me to meditate a little bit deeper, allowed me to get closer to God. That's what I noticed. And so because I noticed that in my process of healing, I decided to jump all the way in and master these different things so that I can help somebody else, so that I can, reach back and grab somebody's hand and take them along the ride of their healing journey as well. So that's me in a nutshell. We're talking about alcoholism tonight, you guys. You guys know that my live is not long at all. It's very short. I'm going to get straight to it. But I do want to talk about a stat. You guys know I'm a stat girly. I got stats. That's what because the stats are real. And I feel like when we know the stats, we can keep ourselves from becoming a statistic, right? That's truly what I believe. And so the one statistic about alcoholism is that 1 in 8 adults is dealing with alcoholism. 1 in 8. 1 in 8, right? So if we get in a room and it's 8 of us, 1 of us is dealing with alcoholism. Might even be 2. Who knows, depending on what that makeup is, right? And so when we talk about challenges that people are dealing with, I told you guys when I first started talking that I have alcoholism in my family, heavy. I have heavy addictions in my family. Let's just be real and call it what it is, right? But alcoholism is definitely one. And also some of my friends I've witnessed their aunts, their uncles, their cousins, right? Some of my friends and people I've met, I've witnessed alcoholism heavy. And so when I started thinking about this topic, you guys, I don't know what's going on outside, but they loud. When I started thinking about this topic, you guys, I started thinking about the different moments in my life that I struggled with alcoholism and why and what I was doing and how I had to pull myself out of that rut and what I had to do, right? A lot of the times we are drinking alcohol excessively, right? Because of coping. That's a coping mechanism. It's a negative coping mechanism that we've inherited from family, that we've figured out on our own. Hey y'all, hey TikTok, I see you guys talking. I want you guys to go ahead and drop a purple heart in the chat if you have witnessed alcoholism in your own family. If you have witnessed alcohol, maybe auntie drinks a little too much alcohol sometimes, or uncle's always drinking alcohol, or you have several family members that have dealt with DUIs. Yeah, purple hearts. Thank you guys. I know you guys are my people. Absolutely. Alcoholism is real. It's real and it's heavy. I see purple hearts. I see you guys. Thank you guys for the love. Listen, personally in my family, my mother and my father both struggled with alcoholism. And one of the main things that I observed as a child was that my mom would come home from work and she would get a drink. My dad would come home from work and he would get a drink. And that was kind of the process, right, of life for them. They both were working hard, trying to make ends meet for their family. I deal with alcoholism. Amen. You're my tribe, girl. When I give birth, I want to drink, even though I promised myself I won't. That's right. And there's the thing about it, you guys, is that it's the extent of the alcohol that we're taking in, right? It's when we're excessively drinking. It's when we're, there's nothing wrong with getting a glass of wine and winding down, but it's when we are coping with things and we're drinking shots on top of shots or liquor on top of liquor, right? And that's where it gets unhealthy, right? So, when we talk about it and we see it in our families play out, it makes us feel like it's okay, right? I know for me, whenever I dealt with anything that was challenging, when it came down to the day being challenging, the first thing I would say is, listen, I need a drink because what is happening? Like, let me go get a drink because I don't want to deal with this right now. I'm struggling mentally. I'm struggling at my job. I'm struggling here and there. And I don't want to deal with this right here, right now. So let me go get a drink so I don't got to think about it. Let me numb out what I'm going through. That's what it was for me. And I know that that's what it was for my parents as well. I know that they were in spaces where they were not happy and they're like, damn, I just got done finishing this 10-hour shift and I'm tired of shit. And let me go get me a drink, so I can chill, relax, calm down, right? All of that stuff is valid. And it's what happens a lot of times more than not, right? Is that we're drinking, but it's the excessiveness of drinking that gets us in trouble. I can only share from my experience. When I was in college, you guys, And of course, college is like your rite of passage is drinking, right? Like we in college, let's turn up, like drinks on drinks. I went to college, you guys. Oh, thank you for following me. Thank you for the follow. When I went to college, I lived in my own apartment, right? When I graduated from high school, I lived in my own apartment. Shout out to the Winthrop in Tacoma. Anybody knows about the Winthrop? I lived in my own apartment. A lot of my friends still lived at home, whatever the case was. And so my house was the party house, right? 18 years old, on my own. And obviously the legal age for drinking is 21, right? But I had some homeboys, though, that came through for me. I had a lot of older guy friends, and they were like, what you want to drink? I got you. Anything you want. And I'm like, yes, pick it all up. Yep, pick it all up. All the things I want, right? Back then, I wasn't drinking good alcohol. It was cheap, but it got the job done, right? And so in the midst of college, it was probably like my third year in college, I dealt with some really serious stuff. So my third year in college, my biological father, shout outs to Facebook, you guys, when Facebook actually started, my biological father and my biological family reached out to me. And at that time, I went through a real breakdown because of it. Right? Anybody who knows my story, I found out about my biological father being my biological father at the age of 16, and I had to keep it a secret. I wasn't able to tell anybody anything, right? And so as I continued to live on life from 16 all the way up, acting like everything was normal, everything was natural, everything was fine, my dad was who he was, it's definitely a coping mechanism for me. Sigh, just need strong-minded people around me. Amen. That's right. I'm here, girl. That's what we here to talk about. What we need to do, how we can handle it, how we can work through it. Because you're not the only one dealing with it. I just told you. This is my life. This has been my journey of healing, dealing with alcoholism. And it's in my family. Heavy. I got cousins that crash out. I got aunties, uncles that crash out. That as soon as somebody passes away, we drinking. Oh, we about to go get drinks. Y'all coming? Oh yeah, we about to go to the Mexican spot and get some margaritas. That's how we deal with things in my family, right? That's it. It's the truth. I would never tell y'all a lie. But in the midst of my family reaching out to me and all the above, you guys, I crashed out. And alcohol was every single day. Every single day I was drinking. Every single day I was drinking. I didn't want to deal with my biological father. He kept calling me, reaching out to me. My biological siblings, they kept calling, reaching out to me, trying to talk to me, trying to do this, trying to do that. And I was like, I'm not ready to handle this. I'm going to go drink. I'm just going to drink. And I drank almost every single night. Every single night for several months. That was what it was. And I just turned 21 at the time, right? It was my third year of college, and I was turning up. Like, I was living my life. I was outside. I was in the clubs, right? I turned 21 in January, and a lot of my friends didn't turn 21 until later on. So I was out exploring life with new friends and people I worked with, and just going to the bar, going here, going there, drinking every single day. Every single day, because I was hurt. Because I was hurt. Because I was hurt. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't doing it because it was fun to do. No, ultimately what was at the bottom was some hurt and some pain and some things that I was trying to avoid that I probably should have been like, hey, let's deal with this right now. And it didn't take me, too long. It took me a couple of months to get to that space where I was like, okay, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm drinking, going to school. My grades started slipping a little bit. Like, I was like, okay, it's time to deal with this now. But that was when I was able to put alcohol down for a second and chill. Then moving forward into life, I got married, right? I ended up marrying somebody whose family, also a generational curse in his family, is alcoholism. So when somebody passes away, we all get together, we grill out, we drink, right? When something else happens in the family, we're drinking, all of us drinking, having a good time. This is family, right? But there's some generational curses here. There's some things going on outside of just the drinking and having fun and joking and all that. There's more. It's deeper here, right? And so I thought that when I got married, a lot of things would stop, right? I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I even got to a place where I wasn't even drinking as much as I used to, right? After I had my daughter, I was like, okay, well, I don't need to drink as much. I'm cool. I'm straight. Then I got a divorce. What did I say? At the bottom of this drinking was hurt, right? So you guys, I went home when I separated from my husband and was getting ready to get a divorce. I went back home. I went to Washington. I stayed with my friends. I ducked and dived and stayed with my friends for months. They fed me. They kept me and my daughter alive. They loved on us. They gave us everything that I needed. And in that process of going home, I went home for 6 weeks. I went to Washington for 6 weeks. I didn't have a job. I didn't have nothing tied to me. I went home to be with my family so that they could love on me and so that I could love on myself and get me back together for me, my daughter, and what was going to come up next, right? So I did that. And 6 weeks of that time, I smoked, I drank every day, several times a day. Every day I was high and I was drunk the whole time. The entire time. The whole 6 weeks is what I did because I was hurt. Because I couldn't understand where I made a wrong turn when I got married. I did it the right way, God. I waited till I got married to have my kid, God. I thought this was supposed to work out for me, right? Like, why did it not work out for me? I was so hurt, you guys, and was drinking and drinking and drinking. And what I noticed this time around when I was drinking and drinking and drinking and I wasn't married is that I would start to call my exes, y'all. I was calling exes, calling them, just calling exes. Like, oh, hey, what you doing? I'm in Tacoma, right? The love of my life, right? My high school sweetheart, who we think is a love of our life. Called him, got in touch with him, me and him kicking it. I'm calling my exes out here in Georgia. I'm like, listen, when I get back, it's nothing. Because I'm drunk. I'm drinking. Alcoholism, doing the thing, right? Doing the thing. I found my liquid courage, y'all. I was calling them up. And I can be honest about my story. Listen, baby, I am not embarrassed about what I have done. I am not embarrassed about any of that because when you are an overcomer, your story is meant to help somebody else. That's it. But what I found was that I wasn't using my judgment when I was drinking. I was struggling. I wasn't using my judgment. I wasn't making good decisions. And even when I started dating, y'all, when I came back to Georgia and started dating before I got my divorce, I was like, yeah, I'm about to get a drink. We're about to go out, about to have a good time. I'm about to be outside with the girls, right? Had a lot of single friends. We outside kicking it, having a good time, living our lives, doing all the things, right? And y'all ever been hatfished? Woo! Listen, I feel like when you drink and you start to talk to people and people start to give you attention, they may be a 4 in real life outside of the club lights, right? But in there, they're like an 8. You're like, oh, snap, he's fine. He liked me. He's giving me attention. He got a hat on. It's cute. But then the next day when we on FaceTime, you take that hat off. I've been hatfished, okay? Y'all know what I'm saying, okay? All I can do is speak about my story, okay? My journey, y'all. But like I said, I wasn't making the best decisions. I was using alcohol. I was using it as a way to cope with the struggles and the things that I was dealing with when it came down to my divorce. I didn't want to deal with that. And sometimes, you guys, when you're not ready to deal with it, then you pick up the coping mechanisms. You pick up the alcohol more. You pick up the things that we know we ain't supposed to be doing that doesn't keep us in a good state of mind, right? The things that we know we're not supposed to be doing. Sometimes we pick up those things quicker than the good things, right? What I should have been doing was sitting my tail down and journaling and talking about why I feel so hurt. What I should have been doing is praying to God and saying, God, I want to drink, but I know I don't need to, but I just need you to help me because I feel this pain. What I should have been doing, right? So now we're talking about getting to the root cause of what's going on inside. No more coping. No more, who am I talking to? That you're going through something tough right now. Things aren't looking the way that you thought they were going to look. And so instead of going to God and being like, God, please help me with this. God, I'm struggling with ... Can you please take away whoop, 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 whoop. Or even speaking over yourself and saying, I'm not doing that anymore. It ends with us. That's why this is what this whole show is called, is It Ends With Us, because it's you taking your step to end it. I say it ends with me right here, right now. My daughter will not deal with it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it stops right here. I claim that. It's time to use your authority, use your mouth, use your mind. Me all day, I'm reckless, still am. I drink to have fun. Yep. And I don't know why I'm drinking. That's it. It's whatever the root cause is. There's something there, and it's time to sit down. It's time to sit down, get still, and meditate and ask, what is happening? Why do I feel this way? God, why is it every time I want to go outside, I want to get reckless? I just want to drink and shots and all that. What is going on? Right? I have family issues, but I have my own family. I need to stop obsessing over fake family and friends. Amen. And let them go. Bye. We don't need the fakeness. Nah, all we need is authentic people in our lives, people that love us for us. Well, my entire family do drugs and drink. Yeah. And you wanting to do something different means that you're the outcast, means that you're the black sheep, means that you are the generational curse breaker. Hey, boo. Welcome. Welcome. That's what this is for. This is for us, me and you. We breaking it. My biological mother is on drugs still. She gave us up when we were born. Yeah. Yes, lovey. Yes. Yeah, that's right here at the core of your heart. That's right. That's real. So addiction being in your family, it's in our blood. It's passed down. It's passed down. And I know you have your baby and your baby on the way, right? We're not passing down that gene. We're not passing down none of that. If the alcoholism, the addictions, the hurtful things, the negativity, the different mindsets that keep us bound are able to be passed down, then the healing, right? The positive mindset, the growth mindset, the fact that I can change at any given time and I have the authority to do it, those thoughts can be passed down to our babies as well. And that's what I truly believe. Although I do things differently, I still do reckless things. Why? Shaking my head. Because there's something at your root, babe. We have to go to your root, dig it up, pull it out, right? Because it's our roots that get us caught up. It's not the surface. The surface looks great. We look good, right? We put on our makeup. We got our bodies all right. We look good. We outside. It's at our root. It's deeply rooted what the issue is. And it's not going to be something that's just going to be easy for you to see. But that's why I do hypnotherapy. That's why I do timeline therapy, because what it does is it allows us to get relaxed in our conscious mind, right? It allows your conscious mind to relax so that we can get to your unconscious mind or your soul space with hypnotherapy, with sound bowl healing. It allows this to relax and chill, and allows me to speak to your soul space, which is where you're holding the root of why you do the things you do, why the behaviors are there, why I act like that, why I get triggered when this person comes around, why I can't be around my auntie because she, right? It's at the root. And when we dig up the root, we realize that we can put down more fertile soil, and we can put different seeds of positivity, of life, of good life, of abundance. We can put good seeds of the things that we want our babies to have. That's what this work is about. It's the addiction. I want to get out. That's right. I actually do hypnobirthing. Yes. Maybe after I give birth, I will try regular hypnotherapy. When you're ready, go ahead and book me, girl. We can do it. I love hypnotherapy. That's what I do always. You're right. I need to figure out the root. That's right, honey bun. That's what this work is about. The root. Right at the root. That's what we're doing. We have to dig up the roots so we can grow and have better fruit. Right? But way better fruit. Right? Ooh. If what we sow, we reap, baby. We are trying to sow the good things in life, right? So the reaping can be all the good things. So it can be the healing that we have. We're passing down healing to our babies. We're passing down love to our babies. We're passing down all those beautiful things to our babies, because it ends with us. This stops here. The toxicity, the addictions, the alcoholism. That's where we're at. That's where we're at, you guys. Listen, my own life of alcoholism and the things that I have gone through, I've watched family members, like I said, crash out, act a fool, act crazy. I've even had my own time, me and my cousin. You guys, I gotta tell you guys this story. And when she sees this, she's gonna be like, yep, that was me. Me and my cousin, we went out one time. This was some years ago. I was in my 20s. And we went out and we wanted Crown Royal. I'm a Crown Royal girl. I like whiskey. Anybody like whiskey? Whiskey girl here. So went out, tried to get some Crown Royal. They didn't have it. I was like, how y'all not got Crown Royal? This is crazy. This is nuts. Anyways, she was like, well, let's get some Hennessy. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I don't like Hennessy. Every time I drink Hennessy, I act a damn fool. I know that much about me. I'm like, oh, we'll be all right. We're together. We end up getting Hennessy. We end up getting Hennessy shots all night, Hennessy margaritas. We drinking. And this is my turn-up cousin, right? We all got that one cousin that's like, drinks on me, shots up, right? That's this cousin. We go out, we're at this bar. They have these promoters there. They're promoting. They're giving out free t-shirts. We get free t-shirts. I'm like, yeah, girl, get your t-shirt. Yeah, we got our t-shirts. We're sitting at our table. Then we end up going to the front. They played a song. We started dancing. We're in the front. We left our t-shirts on the back. We left our whole table back there with drinks and everything. We was drunk, right? Go out, start dancing, having a good time. We get back 20 minutes later. We're like, where are our shirts? Where are our t-shirts? Mind you, these are free t-shirts. Can I say that again? Can I say that again for the people in the back? These are free t-shirts, y'all. Free. We didn't pay nothing to get them. They gave them to us because we were promoting the brand of liquor that we were drinking. That's it. Free t-shirts. We get to the back. We want to fight everybody over some free t-shirts. Free t-shirts. What the hell? Right? What the hell? Free t-shirts. After we go around, we asking people, did you take our t-shirts? Oh, no, because you look like you took our t-shirts. I'm talking about we wild out, you guys. This is my cousin. This is my cousin. We drinking. We having a good time. And how quickly, if I was in my sober mind, I would have been like, oh, excuse me, ma'am, sir. Did you happen to see some free t-shirts? But no, I'm drunk as hell. So I'm cussing people out. She cussing people out. Then out of nowhere, the lady in the back that was our bartender, she brings out our free t-shirts and was like, I held them for you guys. I didn't want anybody to take them. So now we look stupid as hell because we done cussed these people out over some free t-shirts. That's the type of shit that alcoholism brings out. That type of shit. It's nuts. We're going to fight everybody in the club over some free t-shirts. And we laugh about it now and joke about it, but we were literally drunk. We were drunk off our asses. Probably shouldn't have been in that club at all at that time and was about to fight somebody over some free t-shirts. What? That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. But alcoholism is real. It's real and it's in our families and it's an addiction and it's in several of our families. Like I said, several friends I know, family. We're dealing with it. We're struggling. We're dealing with our own version of it. Some of us, we don't drink at all because we've seen it, right? There's some of us that are like, oh, I don't even fuck with alcohol at all because I didn't see my mama, my cousin, my auntie, everybody act a damn fool, right? Some of us, we have that reaction to it. Is that the push away reaction? Some of us, we do the same things that our family does and it keeps going and it's a generational curse and it keeps going on to the next generation and the next generation. And we can't get a handle on it. And so when I'm feeling sad, when I'm feeling mad, when I'm feeling any type of emotion, I decide to drink instead of talking to God about it. I decide to drink instead of going to my journal about it. I decide to drink instead of coming to Brittany Wilder about it and getting some coaching and letting her get down to the root of what's really going on deep down inside of me. Y'all hear what I'm saying? I have watched alcohol ruin so many lives in my family, so many lives outside of my family, so many friends' lives. I have watched the many DUIs. I have watched people get jammed up, go to jail, do all kinds of different things. Family members, friends. I've seen it all. I'm grateful that my story of being addicted to alcohol and doing all the things didn't end in those spaces, but I know several people whose story ends there. You know, people who have lost their lives due to alcoholism. And we're at a space where it's time. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And if you're in that space where you're like, listen, I'm good, I'm ready to move forward in my life, then I need you to join me at 3 and Free. 3 and Free, you guys. 3 and Free. It's about a divine reset for your mind, your body, and your spirit. 3 and Free. It's happening at the end of the month. It will be in my bio. 3 and Free is created by God and me co-creating, walking along and figuring out that what it is that we need more so than anything is balance. Because it seems like we can get our physical stuff together and we're good and we're able to work out and eat right, but then our spiritual part is messed up. We ain't prayed, we ain't meditated, we ain't did a sound bowl healing session, we ain't did a walk, right? A spiritual walk. We haven't done the things that we need to do for our spirit, man, right? Or we're doing great spiritually, but our mental is jacked up. Like we not thinking right. We're anxious, stressed, worried about work, right? Who am I talking to? That you're 3, mind, body, spirit. And if we do not get those things balanced and working together, because they all work together, And you start to recognize that when something is off balance, it makes it hard to go through your day. So then you start to do and get the alcohol because I can't cope. I'm frustrated about this, and this not working out. I'm frustrated about how I can do my workouts. Well, why can't I get my mind together? Why can't my mind get right? Why can't I get my depression in control? Hello, who am I talking to? Yeah. I'll see you postpartum. Yes, love, I'll be right here. Ready for you, honey. Ready for all the things. Absolutely. You guys, listen. If that's you and you know that you need to be in this class, if God is pushing you, nudging you, right? Because that's the thing that God does. He nudges us. He pushes us. He puts us in front of different lives with different people, right? This is not a coinkydink that you're on this live at all. This is for you. This is God speaking to you, telling you it's time to do something different. You've done it that way. You done drank all the alcohol. You done went to all the parties. You done had fun. You done did all the things. And guess what? You still, at the end of your binge of alcohol, at the end of your fun night with your friends and your girls and your whoever, at the end of your fun night after the alcohol, you still back at square one. Because it's a coping mechanism. No, the real work is dealing with what's going on at your root. Let's go. I'm not playing this season. I know a lot of people are not playing. My girl says she gonna see me after postpartum. She's not playing. Who else? Registration's open. Get in there. You guys, if you know anything about me, I've been doing classes for years and years and years. I don't have a huge class of people. Why? Because I want people to be able to ask questions. I want to be able to answer questions. I want to be able to give you my one-on-one time so that you can get the results that you want out of my class. I don't do big classes. Baby, I cut that thing off. 10, 15 women at the most, if that. I have really small classes because I want it like that. So if you don't get in this time right here, right now, you got 2 weeks, I told you guys, starting the last week of September. And I'm probably not going to offer this class ever again. It's probably going to be a one and a done because that's how much I've been putting into this class, how much I've been putting things together, how much God has been pouring into me to put into this 3-day commitment. It's 3 days. 3 days. And it is life-changing. Do you hear me? It is literally the steps that I have taken to change my entire life around in this 3-day course. Sign up, get registered now. Don't play with yourself. God's not playing with you either. He ain't playing with me. He ain't playing with you either. It's time. It ends with us. And once you make your commitment and you start doing the work, you'll start to see how much of your life can shift. I promise you that. Everything's going to be in here, you guys. You know, I'm a master hypnotherapist. Hypnotherapy is going to be in there. Sound bowl healing is going to be in there. Timeline therapy is going to be in there. The tips, the tools, the techniques that God has personally dropped in my spirit and has showed me along the way to get to where I am today as a wealth and wellness energy healer are going to be in this course. Sign up, register now. Don't play with yourself. Don't play with God. It's that time. I love y'all. You know, as always, next week we're talking about, what are we talking about next week? Y'all, I got to check in with my guests. But it's going to be one of my guests. It's going to be one of my oldest friends from middle school. I'm so excited to get her on here to talk about her generational curse and her family, you guys. And it's just going to be beautiful. So if you're around and you're down at 5:30 next week on Thursday, join us. It won't be live. It'll be recorded, but I'll be having it up and I'll get on live myself. So yeah, join us. Love you guys. I will talk to you guys later. We're dealing with all this stuff because it ends with us. It ends with us. It ends with us. It ends with us. Say that over yourself. Speak that over yourself. Speak that over your kids. It ends with us. This generational curse will not continue on. It ends right here, right now. Love y'all. Bye.